What's a good word, everyone? It's your boy DKB here. I just want to say thanks for all the support. The channel's been steadily growing, and the number you see below, you can drop a text, shoot a voicemail, any ideas, topics, collabs, etc. you guys want to see. I'll include them in future videos and live streams, and I'll catch you again. Be easy. What's a good word, Jets fans? It's your boy DKB here. One of the conversation pieces that we don't talk about enough when it's come to the New York Jets, when it's come to our roster building philosophy, players that we drafted, free agent swings, all of those things. We more often than not feel like we've shot for the stars. And I don't want to say that that's a bad thing, right? But we have kind of this, pre-built in, DNA, if you will, hereditary type thing where we want to go for the guys that, you're awestruck with when it comes to the underwear Olympics or the combine, right? Or you're looking at pro days. You're looking at RAS scores for all of the data people that are looking at sheets more than like game film and different things of that nature. You can fall in love with a lot of these guys, right? And one example that comes to mind, just because the testing numbers was off the chart, safety Iman Wari, right? I want to say it's Nick Iman Wari, but absolutely insane, right? He's tested about the same, if not better, than DK Metcalf, for example, and we know how much of a freak athlete he is. But one thing that I think the New York Jets could really benefit from is just plain and simply raising the floor of this team. What's really ended up kind of being our Achilles heel and killing us with taking the approach of going for all of the high ceiling guys is the floors weren't high floors either. We're talking about guys that could have been the next greatest things at their position, or they could have been draft bust. And so when we're looking at going into free agency here, some of the targets we may look for, and I even apply this same philosophy to the draft in this situation, go for the high floor guy. Guys that you should check off the boxes 100%. We've seen this over, a number of years, or we feel extremely confident in, let's just say, even the last 2 years of what the production and what the skill set says, and plug these guys in. That way, when guys are going down, you can actually apply the next man up philosophy without having to go into disaster mode, right? Break the glass, emergency option situations. One of these guys is tight end Austin Hooper, who I feel like could be a really ideal tight end too. Much credit to, and I believe this was Michael Nania's article from Jets X Factor, who provided some of the statistics here. But one of the things that I've called out prior to really digging a ton into the scheme or anything is I would really like to see a couple of excellent blockers actually be picked up, whether it's via the draft, whether it's via free agency, in the tight end room. Once you're able to secure a running game, you can squeeze added production, or maybe even production that you expect that just hasn't really been seen out of certain prospects. If you can unlock the run game by having a really strong run blocker and even be able to help out in pass protection with a guy that can also help out with more than just doing chip blocks, it's going to open up the offense. You'll be able to take advantage of defenses that aren't locked in, that aren't really taking a ton of look at the film, or, players that aren't as locked in as they should be. And even if it's just a luck game, right? There's plenty of things you can take advantage of off of play action, off of being able to put guys in specific matchups. And so Austin Hooper from the Patriots is a guy that I really like as a sneaky good pickup. He's coming off a pretty solid bounce back season for himself as well, being just shy of about 500 yards, picking up about 35 or so catches, and I believe he had a trio of touchdowns on the year. He's always been just smoothly underrated. I feel like he's been a low-end starting caliber tight end for the majority of his career. And then, of course, in the beginning, he had his, back-to-back Pro Bowl. I remember picking him up in fantasy drafts and different things of that nature. He was really good, and I think you still have traits that you could really take advantage of him in the receiving game, but to speak to the blocking. This is a guy that could really help us out. He posted a 65.9 run blocking grade, which would have put him 10th out of 85 tight ends that would have qualified. And generally over the course of his career, he's hovered around, I want to say it was a 59 or 59.5, somewhere in that range. And this still generally qualifies him as a top 10, top 12-ish type tight end when it comes to being able to go out there and contribute in the run game. Even in the pass game, I think he can more than hold his own, brings that big physical body that you'd like to see. And again, if these defenses aren't going to be on their P's and Q's, this is a guy that you can easily see being able to go out there and eat up whatever LB3, whatever safety, rotational type players coming out there thinking that they'll just be able to kind of wash him out. And, one of the things that you will have to love is you're not really sacrificing a ton, right? I'm not saying he's an elite route runner. I'm not saying he's going to go out there and catch 6 passes a game or anything of that nature. But knowing that we may end up shifting much more into a 12 personnel type offense based on what we've seen out of Detroit, and who knows, maybe that's the intention, but we'll have to switch things up just based on who we can sign, who we can draft. You don't have to worry about the hands with Austin Hooper. The last 3 years, he's only put 2 balls on the ground. It's a 1.8% drop rate, and one of the lowest that you're going to find at any position, essentially, that's had a significant enough amount of targets and catches coming their way. So Austin Hooper, sneaky favorite of mine. Let me know who you guys think would be a great addition in the tight end room, though. I think if you envision a world where you have a Tyler Warren, you have an Austin Hooper, and then maybe you have Jeremy Ruckert downgrading to your tight end 3, you come away really satisfied with that. High upside guy, smooth and steady player in Austin Hooper, and then you still have a guy that could develop into something and maybe overtake Austin Hooper after another year in development in Ruckert, or you at least just have a more solid room from head to toe in that situation. So let me know what you guys think. I'm going to probably start trying to talk about at least one free agent that may be ideal for particular positions as the weeks come on here. Free agency kicks off on my birthday, so really excited to see what kind of news flies out and stuff on day one, and to see how active we end up being. But again, let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys again. Peace.